Hey, I'm Brian Nelson from Bethesda Lutheran Communities, and we're celebrating Developmental Disabilities Month throughout the month of March. A year ago, at the start of March 2020, Bethesda Lutheran Communities teamed up with Motor Racing Outreach, the ministry that reaches out to NASCAR's community. And we brought a bunch of people that are involved with Bethesda Lutheran Communities, people we serve, to the Auto Club 400 at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. Part of that very special day was a connection with a NASCAR personality from Fox Sports, a former team owner, a two-time Daytona 500 winner, Michael Waltrip. He's here today with some of the guys that we spent the day with in Southern California: Carl Riker, Christopher Thompson, Jordan Fleming. So a little bit of a reunion here. Guys, I'm sure you have some amazing memories about that day. Carl, what do you take away? What's your memory from that day?
Everything. It was just such an amazing day.
One of the things that I remember is seeing, Carl, you were in a pace car ride with this guy at somewhere close to, like 130, 140 miles an hour? What was that like?
That was exciting.
Yeah, I really I enjoy getting in cars and taking folks on rides with me. It's something that I enjoy a lot because a lot of people never have gone 140 or 50 miles an hour. And I like to see people smile, and being a race car driver for all those years, it's fun to be able to hop in a car and show people off my skills. I'm going to go racing this summer. I'll be warming up a little bit, maybe take you for another ride one day.
That sounds good. And Carl, I understand there's two folks that you're big fans of in racing, Jeff Gordon and Richard Petty, but you got to meet the king, didn't you, that day?
Yeah.
And Jordan, you were in the garage area, and I think I saw Ryan Blaney signing the back of your shirt. What were some of the memories you had of that day?
The whole atmosphere was just a really cool atmosphere. Like when we, for instance, like when we got to the garages, like, because I've always loved the motor sound, like just heavy fuel smells. It's just something I remember as a kid.
Awesome. And while you were in the garage, I also saw that, Christopher, you're a huge Hendrick Motorsports fan. You had the Chase Elliott jacket on that day, and you got to spend some time with the legendary crew chief, Chad Knaus, and Max Pappas. What was that like?
It was pretty cool. And I was so happy that one of my teammates won that Auto Club Speedway.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Michael, you get to take, as you said, you get to take a lot of folks on pace car rides and have over the course of your career. What was different about that day for you?
The smiles just seemed bigger. The boys really enjoyed the opportunity to get out on that big racetrack and see what it's like. Sharing that with them was special, and taking pictures. Just it was a day that will live in my memory forever, because we thought the world was still pretty normal that time of March 2020. And then after that, we didn't get to go to the races much and give pace car rides or have much fun at the races. So having the memory of what happened at Auto Club and the victory by Alex Bowman that the boys were talking about, just seeing the smiles and knowing that everybody was there to have a good time and did so. MRO does so much for our racing community with the kids and the families of the racers, and also obviously for you guys as well. And I'm just thankful that I could be there to help and be a part of it. Nothing feels better than making people smile, making people happy. And that day, that's what my takeaway was. Everybody had a great time.
Michael, have you gotten better with your Toyota Camry burnouts?
No, really. I'm hoping this summer I'm going to race 6 races with Tony Stewart and those guys. If you've heard of it, it's called SRX. You can Google it. It's like an IROC series, and I'm going to drivers. And I'm looking forward to doing some burnouts. I know I can do it. I know I can do it, Jordan.
Michael, you were talking about your involvement with Motor Racing Outreach. You've been involved with MRO for a long time. And what's unique about this partnership between Bethesda Lutheran Communities and MRO? At first blush, it might seem like a little odd, but what seems appropriate for you about that particular partnership?
just helping others, having the heart to go out and do the right thing and try to influence folks in a positive way. MRO was there for me when I was a kid growing up, trying to figure out which way was up and which way I was going. And it's just a special message, it's a special message that they share. And you guys, obviously a big part of that. And that's what life's all about. I think synergy, getting together with different people to accomplish what we did that day in March was really special for me.
So, Michael, when you're on Fox Sports on Sundays for the NASCAR Cup Series coverage, we've seen you walk the grid and talk to drivers and ask them their questions. Here's a grid of people that you spent time with a year ago during Developmental Disabilities Month. You're walking the grid here on Zoom. What are your questions for these guys?
The first thing I would say to these guys is, why are you smiling so big? What have you just done? And then hopefully I would get a great reaction from that. And then I would ask them who their favorites were in the race and ask them what they were looking forward to the most, whether it would be the hot dogs in the grandstands or the action on the track. Those would be some of the questions I'd direct toward the boys.
All right, Christopher, you're up. What's your response?
Chase Elliott, the champion. Chase Elliott.
Love it.
Carl, what about you?
I gotta say the track, the racing, just the smells of the motors, just the fuel, the tires, just a beautiful smell.
All right,
Yeah.
and Jordan, you're wearing some Truex gear there. Is that your guy?
So he's one of my guys, but my other guy is probably don't. And this is the funny thing about it is what's his name? Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, the closer. I love it. Good. Christopher, I know you guys probably have a question or two for Michael while we have him here. Christopher, what comes to mind that you want to throw Michael's way?
When are you gonna come back to the Cup Series?
I'm afraid, buddy, that ship has sailed. I ran my last race a few years ago, 2017, so 4 years ago, and I finished in the top 10, and I drove my car off the track and put it in my garage at home. So I have a great memory of my last race, and I figured I would race something here and there over years, and I've done some short track racing, and this summer, these 6 races is something I'm really looking forward to. Tony Stewart is one of the drivers, as is Bill Elliott and Bobby Labonte, all great champions of NASCAR, and Willie T. Ribbs and Paul Tracy, Mark Webber, just a long list of accomplished racers that I get to go wheel to wheel with. So I hope you can tune in to the TV and watch us this summer.
So that'll be on CBS Sports this
Yes.
summer. Awesome. Carl, do you have a question for Michael?
Not really, just
All right.
grew up watching Fox Sports. It's amazing to be here again.
Jordan, I want to give you an opportunity.
This is one question, like a really serious question. How did you get to start?
I started go-karts. So when I was a little boy, my brother Daryl, he was a racer. He was already off racing. And when I grew up, I wanted to be just like my big brother. And so I started racing go-karts when I was 12, and I won a lot. And then won the track championship of a local track, and then went NASCAR racing. So, role models in life is something that's really important. And sometimes you put somebody in that position and they kind of let you down here and there. But my brother never did. He was always a great role model. I always enjoyed following in his footsteps and getting to race a car for my whole life. I'm really blessed, and I'm thankful.
I have 2 questions for you.
Yes, sir.
So is Daryl gonna be driving, and how many years apart are you from Daryl?
Well, first of all, I don't know about Dale racing yet. I haven't heard. I don't think so, because I think he'll be working on NBC doing the races. It's the second half of the season. And my brother Daryl is 16 years older than me. When I was born, he got his driver's license and he was on the road. I never really ever saw him. I just watched him. I was an aggravating kid hanging on the fence, wanting to be in the pit area with all those guys. So I grew up just watching my brother. Didn't really know him all that well until I got older and we started racing together. But 16 years, so a lot.
It's a lot.
Before we wrap up here, it is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. So, Christopher, I'm going to ask you, what do you want people to know about, people with disabilities and the idea that many times, people might treat you differently, but what do you want people to know?
That we are the same like all these other people, but we are different. We have stuttering, we have epilepsy, we got disabilities, and then people just frown on it, but we need to be loved.
And Jordan, what does it mean to you when you hear the word inclusion? What does being included mean to you?
Whenever people like find out I have a disability, and I hate when people diss on people with disabilities, and I feel I'm proud of it because people with disabilities can bring a lot to the table, and we can try our best to be the best person we can be in life.
Well, thanks, Jordan. And thank you guys, Carl, Christopher, Jordan, Michael. What a great reunion. It's hard to believe it's been a year and we won't get to go back to Auto Club Speedway this year, but maybe we can do it again sometime soon. If you're interested in checking things out on YouTube, Bethesda will be celebrating Developmental Disabilities Month all throughout the month of March. We've got some concerts planned. IncludeAllAbilities.com is how you can find out about those. One of them's coming up from Johnny Cash's farm, and then we'll have one at the end of the month in Charlotte, North Carolina, featuring Crowder, the David Crowder Band. That'll be awesome as well. And at Bethesda's YouTube page, you can see special stories about all of these guys here, Carl, Christopher, Jordan, and some video recaps, including some of those pace car rides that Michael took these guys on last year at the Auto Club Speedway. It's all on Bethesda's YouTube page. Just go to youtube.com and search Bethesda Lutheran Communities. Guys, good to be all together with you today. Thanks for taking the time.
Guys, before we go, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for taking some time to reunite and get to see each other again. Really appreciate the connection we made at Auto Club Speedway, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm very serious when I say your smiles makes it all worthwhile for me, because I'm just thankful to be able to make people enjoy the day at the races, or a day like today, getting to chat with you guys. Thank you for taking the time so we can spend it together. Appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again one day when the racetracks open up. So thank you very much. It means a lot to me to have this time with you.
Good deal, y'all. Michael, thank you so much. And guys, good to be with you. Hope you guys have a great day.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.